guys, it's your boy Raheem the Dream, and thank you so much for watching another episode of Hood Dreams TV. On today's episode, you guys already know, I'm giving you guys my review, my recap of season 14, episode 4 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. And if you are new to my channel, Jumbo, I'm so happy to have you. Please make sure that you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure that you hit the like button and just share this video on your social medias, Twitters, Instagram, Facebooks, wherever you can think of. Send it as a text message to whoever. If, you know, they enjoy Real Housewives content, just share it, share it, share it. As always, I'm using my backup phone here because I took some notes on the show. Don't mind me in this whole wolf look. I literally just got back from the gym probably about an hour ago. I watched the show and now I'm about to give you guys my recap real quick. And then after that, I'm hitting the showers, baby. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off the episode with Margaret and her hubby. And it looks like they're at some sort of like outdoor restaurant. It could have even been a food truck, but I believe it's like an outdoor restaurant because it had seating and, you know, a spot for you to sit down and actually eat the food. And they had like burgers and fries, you know, the good old American dream. When you think of America and food, especially if you're not from America, you think of a good old juicy burger and fries. So it was good to see that because we definitely know that Margaret is not the one on the show counting calories like I need to be. Terrible. And so they have a moment talking about Margaret's ex-husband and his passing away. Margaret got really emotional and teary-eyed, and her husband also got like, are they even married? I think they are. He even got a little emotional with her because she was just like real sad and tearing up, and he didn't know what to say or do to make her feel better. So he just walked over and gave her a hug. But she did talk about how her ex-husband, basically her son, which is her ex-husband's son, called her when he had passed, and he was like basically like, hey, dad is on his way to the hospital in an ambulance. I need you to get to the hospital. And so she got there, and when she got there, that's when she found out that he had passed, and she had to break the news to her son that his dad had passed. And so it was really good to see Margaret have an emotional moment. We don't get to see many of those with Margaret. And like I said, her current husband, he was just trying to comfort her because she was really emotional. Next scene we go to is with Rachel and Jen Fessler. And they meet up for coffee and like brunch and stuff because, as you guys know, if you've been paying attention to the season, they haven't been necessarily in the best space because Rachel's been feeling like Jen is playing both sides of the fence, and Rachel wants her to pick, like, are you my friend or are you Teresa's friend? And Jen's stance is, I'm going to be friends with both of y'all. And that doesn't mean that I love you any less. But, so they're out and they're at this restaurant where, like I said, they're having coffee and like little waffles and snacks and stuff. And Rachel feels like, she tells Jen that she feels like she's losing her friend. And Jen Fessler has to let her know, like, you're not losing your friend. She basically feels like she can be both of their friends. And she doesn't want Rachel to feel like she's losing her. And let's see, they finally decide to move forward. And Rachel says that, you know, with moving forward, I don't want you in the mix anymore with the drama between me and Teresa and our husbands and stuff. Just remove yourself out of it. Don't talk about it with me. Don't talk about it with Teresa, and that's how we're going to be able to move forward. And Jen Fessler agrees, you know, she's going to leave it alone. Let's see. Oh, honey, we cut to a confessional. We cut to a confessional of Jen Fessler, and she threw a shot at Rachel. She was like, basically being like, Rachel is stating that she's fine with, you know, me being friends with both her and Teresa, but like basically we all know that she really is going to hold a grudge with me for being friends with her. She wants me to pick a side. In so many words, that's basically what she was implying in her confessional. And it's true. I have to agree with Jen Fessler, because Rachel, like, you saying this, that you're saying that you're fine with Jen Fessler, you know, being friends with the both of y'all, but you know you're really not fine with it. And you're just sweeping it under the rug for now, even though you have an issue with it. But yeah, that's all you're doing, is you're just sweeping it under the rug. And I feel like at a later time, it's going to come back up again, and it's going to be worse. I don't know what to say about that. Sometimes it's okay to sweep things under the rug, but she feels really strongly about this. And my prediction is that it's going to come back up again, and it's going to come back up and just blow up. But anyway, next we jump to a scene where they are at Jennifer Aydin's home. And Jennifer is throwing her daughter Olivia, actually not her daughter, but her daughter's dog, a 1-year-old birthday party. And for it to be a dog's birthday party, they kind of, you know, spent some money, and they had nice food, and they had a little fashion show for the dogs and stuff. The dogs and stuff are dressed up. And one thing, oh my goodness, one thing that I noticed is that Jennifer Aydin's daughter, Olivia, she has a potty mouth. She was like, because there was some cookies, some dog cookies. I don't know if they were dog cookies or if they were just like human cookies, but they were in the shape of bones, and they had like icing on them, and on the icing it spelled out bitch. And so her daughter Olivia, who I think at the time it was maybe like 11, 10 maybe, I don't know, and she just is saying bitch, 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 bitch. She like, a bitch is a female dog. And then from there she says bitch this, bitch that, bitch, 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 bitch. I mean, in front of like these adults, and the adults are just carrying on like, oh, it's okay, keep saying bitch. So that was pretty funny. She need to be popped in the mouth, because in the black community, you ain't about to be going around just bitch, 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 bitch. You're not doing that. And let me see. So everyone starts arriving to the dog's birthday party with their dogs. Dolores shows up first. Then Jen Fessler, who didn't bring a dog. And then Teresa, she brought her dog. And then Jackie came. And even Teresa's daughter, Gia, came. And Gia talks about how she had just got back from a European trip with her boyfriend. She also mentioned that they have been together for 5 years and counting. And oh, interesting fact, she says that her boyfriend works for Louis. I hope that goes well. I really do. And so then they decide to have a doggy fashion show, and all the dogs look so nice and pretty, and just, yeah, I love me a little dog, especially if they just real small. I can't do the big dogs. I know, but the little small ones, are just like, kiss, kiss, kiss. So that was cute. They had on their little doggy fashions, and of course, Olivia's dog won because of the bias, and it was Olivia's dog's birthday party. So Olivia's dog won the fashion show by default. And so next the ladies are all sitting down and having some drinks and some food, and they talk about Danielle, who was not there. She was currently at a trip to the Dominican Republic with her family. And they have a friend there sitting at the table too, who's like a friend of the group. Her name is Lena. And they talk about an issue that Lena had where Danielle asked Lena to use her salon space to hold a charity there. And Lena was more than happy to let Danielle use her space. While at the charity, apparently there's like a VIP section where people have pink wristbands, and then there's the other sections that, you know, that people are free to be in. But Lena, in her own shop, was in the VIP section. And of course, you know, the VIP sections, they always have like a security guard or somebody there at the VIP section controlling who can come in and out. And so Lena was in the VIP section, and the security told Lena that she could not be in the VIP section. And Lena was like, I'm staying in the VIP section. So the security guard goes and pulls Danielle to the side, and they said from like across the room, you can see Danielle like going and pointing, and you could tell like she had an attitude and was probably mad and was probably talking shit about Lena. And so she comes over and she tells Lena that she cannot be in the VIP section. So I can't remember if they said that they made Lena leave or what happened with that, but that's all I can recall from that scene. And I just kind of think that was a little fucked up for y'all to be telling the owner of the shop that they can't be in the VIP section. Some people might think differently, because I don't know if Lena got paid for using the space. And if she did get paid for Danielle using the space, then yeah, you probably should not be in the VIP section unless you are told that you can be in the VIP section. But they were saying that Lena was in the VIP section with the other housewives, who she's friends with all of them. And also Lena does Teresa's hair. So it's crazy that Lena can't be in the VIP section, but all of the other housewives can be. Like I said, and I didn't know Lena before today's episode. So I don't know. You may have a certain thought, but I feel like this. If Lena did get paid to use her shop and she wasn't told that she could be in VIP, then she absolutely should not have been in VIP. She should have had permission first before she just was in VIP. But then again, if she did it for free and she received no money for using her shop, then that's the least y'all could do, is let Lena be in the VIP section with her friends. After all, it is her shop. And so I don't know. We're going to have to really do some digging, or maybe they'll say it in another episode whether Lena got paid for that event or not. But I don't know. You guys just comment below and let me know what you think about that. And so another thing that I noticed was that Gia was there at the table, and she had awfully quite a lot of opinions about everything, and especially even with like her uncle and Teresa and the event with the charity and stuff. And what I would say is that kind of rubbed me off the wrong way. I don't think that Gia should be there. I know she's grown, but I still see her as a child. And whether she's grown or not, she can be grown, but these women that she's having conversations with are much older than her. These are women who are at least 35 and older. she should not be there having these conversations with her. In the Black community, you're always told to stay in a child's place. And again, she's over the age of 21. Gia is at least 21 years old. I think she's probably like 23 or 24 now. But no, she should not be there. And it's effed up for Teresa to even think that she can be bringing Gia around these women and that she can be giving her input and opinion on things. They need to take Gia away from this franchise. Other than just being a daughter and doing family scenes with Teresa. Teresa should not be allowed to bring Gia to these grown folk conversations and think that she can have an opinion. That's my opinion. Next, we go to a scene where the Gorgas are dropping off Antonia at college and they're getting her dorm room together. And it was nice to see Antonia's roommate is actually her friend who she grew up with. So she's not roommating with a she's not roommating with a complete stranger. She's roommating with a friend that she's been friends with for over 10 plus years since they were little girls, and who is currently still a good friend of hers. So that was really nice, knowing that, I know the parents are glad for that, but I also feel like that's, one thing to make, me feel better knowing that she's safe with her friend. Next, we jump to a scene with Danielle and her husband, Nate, and they're talking about the upcoming New York fashion show. As you guys know, in a previous video, I did state that Danielle is supposed to be walking in New York, having her fashions shown at New York Fashion Week. She does have a children's line of clothes. And she talks about how none of her family is going to be there to support her on that big day. Her mom is scheduled for a cruise during that time, and she's currently not speaking to her dad nor her brother. Her husband at that time, Nate, he pretty much is asking her, like, what would it take to get you and your dad back on speaking terms? And she basically is just like, he can apologize over and over and over and over and over and over, and I'm still going to feel some type of way. And things are basically never going to be the same, and I'm cool with how things currently are right now. And that was pretty sad because I don't know. I feel like family, whenever there's interruption or there's not peace in the family, all parties should be willing to try to fix it, especially when it's parent against child or child against parent. Like, I just hope that their family gets their ish together and they can come back. Next, we jump to a scene where everyone is getting ready to meet up at Dolores's baseball charity game. Right before the meetups, though, we have a scene with Dolores and she's on the phone, and they mentioned that before the event, they had already raised $125,000 for the charity, and they mentioned that 4,000 people were coming to watch the game. So that's already amazing right there. And then it jumps to the scene where they are at the event. Everybody starts coming in, starts getting dressed and stuff. And while in the locker rooms and getting dressed, Margaret and Jackie, they have like this big blow up because Margaret is feeling like Jackie basically isn't a good friend because she didn't call to check on her in her time of need. And Jackie was just like, well, lately I've just been feeling like you haven't really given me the time of day. Almost kind of sort of like, you could care less about me type of attitude. And let me see. And so they have a big blow up, and then Margaret walks off. Next, Teresa's family arrives, and so does Melissa's family. And that was a very awkward scene because Melissa and Teresa and Louis and Joe, they did not speak to each other at all. They just walked right past each other. And what I did like, though, is that they're keeping their promises about not getting the children involved, because Melissa, she did tell her son to walk up to his Aunt Teresa and to give her a hug and a kiss, and he did. And that seemed kind of forced because it looked like neither the nephew nor Teresa really wanted to do it. It's kind of just one of the, when you give somebody a hug and they just do the little one hug and like, you really don't want to do it, but they did do it. Teresa even gave him like this little hug and kiss, like, oh, yeah, get away from me. This is starting to get ridiculous. And even Gia was there. She gave her cousin a hug as well. And so next, Margaret, they're at the game and everybody's playing and having a good time. And Margaret pulls Jen Fessler to the side, and she talks about how she's hurt because Jen is being friends with Teresa. And Jen is just letting her know once again, if somebody is nice to me, I'm going to be nice to them. I'm not going to be mean or disrespectful or not be cool with somebody just because you don't like them. And I'm glad she's standing on that, because she already told Margaret that once before. So I'm glad she's standing on that. And then next we cut to a scene where Joe Gorga and Bill Aiden, they're just being goofy, being boy. You know how boys, we just wrestle and just knock each other's heads off, but playfully. And they're just giving each other hugs and stuff, being boys and being goofy. And after that, Melissa walks up to Joe and was asking him, what was that about? And Joe's like, oh, we're good. But when Jennifer Aiden walks up to Bill, she kind of scolds him. She was like, she doesn't like that. She was like, he shouldn't be doing that because it seems like he doesn't support his wife. And so Melissa walks up to the both of them, Jennifer Aiden and Bill, and then Bill walks off, and Melissa, she kind of like extends an olive branch, and she's just like, I feel like we need to have a conversation. She was like, you can come to my house, and if you want to come to my house, then I'll make sure that Joe isn't there, or we can just meet in a public place, and grab a coffee and just talk to, pretty much just figure out like what's going on, where they are, and how they can move forward. And Jennifer accepted that. And so after that, we are at the final scene before the show goes off, and we see Dolores, and she says that at the end of the charity, they made over $200,000. And so I want to say congratulations to Dolores on raising such a significant amount of money for her charity. And I believe she said it's like a cancer charity. So congratulations to her. The event went very successful. Everyone had a good time besides some drama. But overall, it was for charity. And so, yeah, that's my recap. I give this episode a 7. I give this episode a 7. And I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. If you did, please make sure that you hit the... Excuse me, I have to burp. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Listen to me, Burton. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also like this video and share it to your social media with all of your friends and family. I'm about to go get myself in some hot soap and water because, like I said, I worked out before this video and I have to just go get in some water. My OCD is kicking in. But until the next video, you guys, thanks so much for watching Hood Dreams TV. You guys have a great night. Anymore. So take it.